Welcome to Unit 4 of Real Shanghai Mathematics Practice Book 2.2. This particular section unit is consisting of 6 parts, and as I've mentioned before, you will need to get the book in order to carry out the material as well as get the access to the answers. So moving on to the first one, which is adding and subtracting hundreds and tens. So 1a, 100 plus 100 is 200. So again, getting you familiar with hundreds. So like Charles should be able to do 100, 200, 300, 400 and say things like that. So this is a case of just adding the hundreds together. So the zeros stay the same, and 1 plus 1 is 2, so 200. And so on and so forth. 500 plus 400 is 900. And in terms of subtraction, it's again same thing. 1000 take away 100 is 900. Your child should be fairly familiar with that. If not, then just get them to practice 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. They should be able to count all the way to 1000. And so take away 100 is going backwards by 100. And the more they do these, the familiar they will get. And then moving on to 1b, 90 plus 60. So this is the case of adding the 9 plus 6 together, which is going to be 9 plus 1 plus 6, which is 15. And the 0 remains as it is. So we start always by writing the ones down, so that will be a 0 there. If 9 plus 6 would be 15, and this is for 1b. And again, 280 take away 40 should be 240. So it's a case of just subtracting from the ones first. 0 take away 0, 0. 8 take away 4 in the terms of tens is 4, and the 2 take away 0 remains 2. And that's how you get that. And then shall we do 1d, 910 take away 760. So this is a little bit more trickier because we need to borrow. So let's see if I can show you that on this bit here. So let's do 910 take away 760. So it's 910 take away 760. So what is the answer? The answer equals, change the color, okay. So the answer is, we start off with the ones. So 0 take away 0 is 0. Straightforward. 1 take away 6 we can't do because 1 is smaller than 6, so we have to borrow. So in this case, we're borrowing from the hundreds. So this is going to be 8. And we've borrowed a 10. We've borrowed a 10 from here, so this is going to be 1 here. So we borrowed 100, so it's going to be 1 here, because 100 is the same as 10 tens. So this becomes 1 here, and there's 1 there, 11. If you don't understand that, not a problem. Main thing is get rid of the 8, and we borrowed the 1 from the hundreds, and that 1 becomes here. So this is now 11. 11 take away 6, which is the same as 11. Take away 1, take away 5, so it's going to be 5. And then you've got 8, take away 7 in the hundreds, and that's going to be 100. So we, as you can see, we can do it along here. We could have also done it this way around if you wanted to do it here in terms of calculations. Again, exactly the same principle. 0 take away 0 is 0. And we borrow, so that's 1. 11 take away thingy, and we've done that before. So exactly the same principle, but we don't really have to do it this way. We can do it along there, and that should be fine. And then moving on to the 1e, 540 take away 360. Again, similar principle to be used there. Question 2, 80 plus 110, that's 190 plus 320. Again, should be straightforward, just a case of lots of practice. And question 3a, there are 230 geese in the nature reserve. There are 100 more geese than flamingos. How many flamingos are there? So which one's more, flamingo or geese? 100 more geese, so therefore flamingos are going to be less. If it's less, it's going to be 230. Take away 100, that'll give you that. And then how many geese and flamingos, add those two numbers together. B, there are 180 boys and 210 groups. How many pupils are there altogether? So boys and girls are pupils, so you add them together. What's the difference between the number of boys? The difference is going to be 210 take away 180. And remember, we do larger, take away smaller. And then moving on to level B, which sometimes is a little bit more trickier. How much will it cost to buy a microwave and an electric fan? So it's just addition. How much more expensive is a TV than a vacuum cleaner? So you just take away the 320 from the 120, and then you can use the pictures to make more questions, and you can do the calculations. That is optional if you want to do that or not. You might just do a number sentence and do an answer, just do 320 plus 30, or etc., etc. And moving on to the second part, which is called adding and subtracting, or subtracting a digit, one digit number to a number to or from a three-digit number. So 225 plus 4. Okay, so 225 plus 4. So the previous ones, they were all tens at the end, so we didn't have to worry about the ones, and now they're concentrating on the ones. So 725 plus 4, we got the ones, and we just add the 5 to the 4 and the 1, so it becomes 729. And they're showing you different ways of doing that. 725 take away 4, so it's 5 take away 4, which is 1, and the 72 remains the same. That's the method that I prefer. And then you got 439 plus 5. So if it's 9 plus 5, we know that becomes 14, so it'll become 4 in the ones bit, and the 3 now has another the 1 in there, so that becomes a 4, and you got the 4 remaining the same, so that becomes 4 4 4. And again, they've shown you a number graph, just to number line, just to so you can visualize it. And again, 4 4 4 take away 5, so they're saying the way to do that, another way of doing that is, yeah, that's fair enough for doing it. So do 444 take away 5. The way to do it, take away 4 first, which gives you to 440, and then you need to take away another 1, which is going to be 439, and 295 plus 8. So you do 295 plus 5, and then that's 300, then plus 3, and 481 take away 7. We can do that by doing take away 1 to 480, and then from there take away another 6, and that'll be 474. And then question 3, fill in the blanks. Question 4, think and calculate. So just again, try these out. Question 5, 215 plus 7. So we do the last one there, 394 take away 8. So that'll be 394 take away 4, which is 390, and then take away another 4, which is going to be going to the next 10th, which is going to be 386, and 794 take away 8. So that's going to be take away 4, which is 790, then take away another 4, which is going to be 786. Number 6, apply at the start of the term. There are 187 pupils and 204 junior and 204 junior in a primary school. There are 3 new pupils starting infants. How many pupils are there in infants now? 3 more. So we just have to add 3 to that. 6 pupils leave the juniors. How many pupils are in the juniors? So if they leave, 204 take away 6. So 204 take away 4, then take away 2, which should be 198. And the level B, and a farm, there were 110 black sheep, 70 white sheep. 16 new sheep were bought to the farm. How many more black sheep than the white sheep are there now? So you have to do one step at a time. You work out how many white sheep are there. So 70 plus 16 is 86, and then do 110 take away 86. And then question 2, intelligent practice. Intelligent practice, you can do 9 plus 99 plus 999. So one of the ways that this can be done is as follows: 9 plus 99 plus 999. So it can be hard to add in 9s, but much easier to add in 10. So what we can do is this is the same as 10 take away 1. Agreed? Yeah, so take away 1. So this is the same. Shall we do, let's do a bracket way then. Ignore the bottom bit here. We'll just do it as a bracket, might be. So this 9 is the same as 10 take away 1. Okay? And this one is the same as 100 take away 1. So I'm not going to write it here. And this is the same as 1000 take away 1. So that's the same as 10 plus 100 plus 1000. That's going to be 1, 1, 1, 0. And then we've got take away 1 from here, take away 1 from here, take away 1 from here. So that's going to be take away 3. That's going to be 1, 1, 0, 7. And so that's what they're referring to as intelligent. As I say, these are much harder. If your child can pick it up by themselves, great. If not, you can show them how to do it, and that's fine. Just different ways of doing it. And some of these are really, to be honest with you, it's quite hard to get it around it. When you're familiar more with brackets and get more comfortable with maths, then it should be easier for your child. Moving on to the third one, which is called, what is it called? adding 3-digit numbers together. So this is just taking the next step. 1a, 238, 152. So this is how they can be represented. So if you go along the row, it's 200 of squares and then 3 and 8. And so they're showing you the way to do it is work out the ones, add the ones together, then add the tens together, and add the hundreds together. Okay, so that's how we do it, and that's what they're showing you one step at a time there. By doing the 200 plus 100 first, 330 plus 40, then 8 plus 2, and then taking away all the answer at the end, all the way to there. So the answers will be right at the bottom will be 300 plus 80 plus 10. And so that is going to give you the answer, which will be 380 plus 10, so 390, right at the top. I mean, my preferred method is to do the ones first, because just in case you need to carry on. So I would do 8 plus 2, 10, and then that way, in case there's any carryover, then it makes it easier. Otherwise, the other way can be more difficult. Okay, and then similar things for this one, 473. That's the same as plus 300 plus 20 plus 9, and taking it from each step from there, then you can do it. So that the B would be 473, which we added 300, so that's going to be 773 plus what the next one, which was plus 20 plus 9, and then you do the next step where you added the 20, and then you've got the plus 9, and then finally the one step at a time. It's just the other way around of doing from B. So different ways of doing it. Use column method to solve the problems. So 87 plus 96, so 7 plus 6. So 7 plus 6 is the same as 7 plus 3 plus 3. So that's 13. Put the 3 there and carry the 1 over. So that's 9 plus 1 plus 8. That's 18. So that's 183. And so on and so forth. And then you got more practice with the other one. I'm wondering whether I should go through one of these. Perhaps I should. So let's do, again, it's about carrying over. Should be fairly straightforward. It's the same principle that we used before, but now we can use it for hundreds as well. So in terms of addition, we could do it either way. We can do it across, and you could do it the column method. They're talking about the column method. I mean, different ways of doing it. I've become fond of this method because it's quicker. But it's the same principle applies. We're using the column method, but instead of doing it along the columns, we're doing it along the row. Column method is sometimes easier if a child's getting confused, because you then ensure that the ones are in the right column and in the tens are in the right column, so you don't make a mistake there. It should be fairly straightforward, because the last digit will always be the 1. So this is 6 plus 4. 6 plus 4 is 10. So you put 10, 0 there, and the 1 there. That's how we make 10. Because we can't, because in each of these, you can only put one digit. So a 10 is the same as 0 ones and 1 10. So that's why the 1 is here. Then we've got 9 plus 0. So 9 plus 0, but then we've got this 1 here. So 9 plus 1 is 10. And 10 again is 0 here, because you can't write 10 as a single digit, and then 1 here. And then you got 5 plus 4, which is 9. That again, 9 plus 1 is 10. So that's another 10. And that's where we get 1,000. That's where we get 1,000. Moving on to the next bit, which is on page 42. Question 3. Again, more practice in terms of doing it. And that's how to do it. And if there are any wrongs in those answers, then you have to do the correct calculations. Question 4, apply. So these are reading or putting it in your answers. A reading science book, technology book, 105 pages. Yes, how many pages? So he has 105 and 67 are still left. So it's going to be less than 105 or more than 105, more than 105, because it's still got pages left. So you add them together. B, 245 TVs in the shop. 146, how many TV shops do they have now? So new ones have arrived, so they're going to be more. So 245 plus 146. So it's just about translating what you read into questions. Coach carry 48, train carry 56. More people than coach. How many people can a train carry? Train can carry more than that. So 562 more than 48. So 562 plus 48. And D, 127 people in dance group, which is 53 fewer than a music group. How many people in music group? So which one's fewer? A music group is it has more or less, which is, so the dance group is fewer. So music group is more, so 127 plus 53, and then when you got the answer, you add the answer to the music group to the dance group to get the answer. And then moving on to B, use the column method to do the addition. So we've done some of that before. Solve the answers in question 2, and then you can put them in order, right? And from the greater than and smaller than, each of them is saying smaller. The smallest one will be on the right, and you work your way. Smallest one will be on the left, and then you work your way along there, or you can start from the right, and the largest one will be on the right, and then move your way to the left. Question 3, fill in the missing numbers. And so with this one, you've got a 7 in the ones at the top, and you got 3 right at the bottom. So the only way to get to 3 at the bottom from 7 will have to be 13. So 7 plus what number gets 13? So that's 6. 13. And remember, with 13, we got 1 to carry over. Now you got 0 at the bottom, and you got 8 there. So that's the only way you're going to get 0 at the bottom is by getting a 10. You've already got 1 there, so that's 8 plus 1 plus another 1. Okay, so 1's going to be there, and then 3 plus 4. So we got 10. So from the 10, we got another 1 in the hundreds. That's going to be 3 plus 1 plus 1, and that's going to be 5. Okay, and so on and so forth. Shall we do the last one as well? Okay, so from 6 to get to the 2 at the bottom, it's going to be 12. So there's going to be 6 there. Remember, 1 carries over. 9 plus 1 carries over is already 10. So we don't need to have any more on the top. So you're going to put 0 at there, and the 1's over here. 6 plus 3 plus 1 will give you a 10. Remember, the 1's carried over. So just be careful about the carry over. And then question 4, bookcase, 16 books on the top shelf, 10 books on the bottom shelf. How many books should be moved to the bottom shelf so that the shelves hold the same number of books? So you can try it on your own bookshelf. Yeah, so it's about moving books and making sure the total still be the same. So the total will still be 26. So there must be 13 on each one. So you're going to move 3 books down, and there'll be same number of books then. And then moving on to the 4th section, which is called subtracting 3-digit numbers. So we've just done addition, now we're doing subtraction. And again, they're showing you a way of doing that. 364 take away 218. So we can do the hundreds first, and the tens, and then the ones, and then that's how you can do it. Or you can do B method, which is the other way around, which you do 421 first, and first we're going to take away the 100, and then take away the 50, and then take away the 9, and then each step we do like we did before. So first one will be 421, take away 100, that'll be 321, take away the 50, take away the 9, and then you do 321, take away 50, what does that make? And then that'll be take away 9, and so on and so forth. And then we've got using a column method in terms of subtraction. Again, it should be fairly straightforward. If there are any ones that you're getting stuck with, then do let me know. Shall we do one of these? Let's do one of these so that we're aware of the borrowing. So we'll do, which is potentially the hardest one, which is going to be 623 take away 24 equals. Okay, that's why sometimes column method is better, because then you shouldn't get confused. But to be honest, you shouldn't really get confused. We always start with the ones which are right at the end one. So 3 take away 4 we can't do. Okay, 3 is smaller than 4, so we have to borrow from here. So this becomes 1, and we've got 13 now. Okay, so we've got 13, 1, 3, 13, 13 take away 4. Same as 13 take away 3, take away 1, so it's going to be 9. And we've got 1 take away 2. We can't do 1 take away 2, so we're going to have to take it from here. And we have 11 now. 11 take away 2, that's 11 take away 1, take away 1. That's another 9. And now we've got 5. 5 take away. Remember, there's nothing here. This is 0. There's 500s and nothing in the hundreds here. So that's going to be 5. Okay. And just a reminder, these are the ones, these are the tens, and these are the hundreds. So you should need to be familiar with the place values, which has been covered previously. And that's going to be question 2. And then we've got similar ones for on the other side for B, and 3 corrections if there are any wrong, how to do that. And the question 4, which is application of them. 165 boxes of apples were delivered to the fruit market in the morning. In the afternoon, 87 fewer boxes of bananas were delivered. How many boxes of bananas were delivered? So 87 fewer boxes of bananas. So which ones are less, bananas or apples? Bananas are less, so it's going to be 165 take away 87. And then you can add them together, the bananas and the apples, because they're both fruits. B, for 940 visitors came on Saturday, 65 visitors more This was so more. How many visitors were on Saturday afternoon? So morning was 65 visitors more. So therefore afternoon is going to be less. So it's going to be 940. Take away 65, and then the answer added to the morning one will give you the total for Saturday. And then you can make up questions regarding each pupil year 1 and 2 receives exercise books. So you can say how much year 1 and 2, add them together, what's the difference between year 3 and 1, etc., for your questions. And then moving on to page 49, which is again more practice regarding subtractions, which we've done before, so I'm not going to cover, apart from perhaps do one more example. Let's do another example. Okay, we'll do it underneath here so we can see it. Let's do one of the harder ones, but it should still be straightforward. Again, same principle, it's just about practice, and this is about borrowing, because that's what we have to do when there's not enough within the column. Okay, so 2 take away 2, 0. Again, always start with ones. 0 take away 4 we can't do, we're going to borrow 1. We always can only borrow 1, so this automatically will be 1 down. Can't borrow more than that because we don't need more than that, and that will just get confusing because we have to write a single digit here. We can't start writing more than that by having more than borrowing 1. So okay, 10 take away 4 is 6, and then we got 6 take away 3 is 3. Okay, so that's what we got here. 3 is 60 for this one. Okay, and moving on to the next page, which is page 50. Complete the tables by filling in the blanks. Addend again is about two numbers added together. Sum is addition, and minhand is a bigger number. Minuend is a bigger number, so it's 657. Take away 284. What's the answer? That's for the difference. And question 4, addition and subtractions, number sentences that can be done there. So 675 plus 128. The other one subtraction would be 675. Take away 128. And the same for the other ones. Apply 5A, 308 people that are going swimming. 259 of these people know how to swim. How many people cannot swim? So that'll be subtraction. People, the electric fan, washing fan, how much cheaper is so cheaper will be 1 take with the other. How much more expensive than the other one will be 1 take with the other. Is it possible to buy the washing machine and the electric fan? So we need to work out washing machine plus the electric fan, what's the total, and then that total is that if that is less than 1,000, then we can be bought, and if it's more than 1,000, we can't buy it. Question C, for 5C, a giraffe is 610 centimeters tall. Elephant is shorter than the giraffe. How tall is the elephant? So it's shorter by that much. So it's going to be 610 take away 370. And a gardener watered 788 plus flower. This 96 pots more than in the morning. So this is not more. So that means how many pots did the gardener water in the morning? So the morning one will be less because the one in the afternoon is more. So 788 take away 96. And B, what subtraction and calculation can you make with these number cards? What is the result of each calculation? So various ones can be done. Again, remember for subtractions, you do larger take with smaller. Larger take with smaller, so just ensure that's the case, and it should be fairly straightforward. And then 2, use the numbers 1 or 7 to make a correct number statement. You can only use each number once. So this is about playing around with the numbers to make sure we can get the right answer. Okay, so just some of it will be trial and error, and to get the right answer. So if I'm thinking it's going to be 2 additions and then subtraction, so it's probably going to be, let's think about this, 110 there, 7 8 9 9 7 16. Okay, so which one? 10 plus 7, so 110 plus 107 that's 217. 217 take away 108 is 109. Anyway, as I say, it should be about just trialing, and that might be correct what I've just said, but you just have to check it out. As I say, be a little bit harder, but I haven't got many numbers there, so it shouldn't be too difficult to do. And then moving on to the last bit here. No, there's another one after this. So we're going on to fifth one, estimating addition and subtraction. So write the nearest tens numbers for 197. So the nearest tens is going to be 200. Okay, So sometimes the tenth is within the hundred, because if you're going, basically going up in the tenth time table, think of tens. So that's going to be 190, 200, 210. So they're all in the tenth time table. Okay, so that can include 100 with, so 0 at the end can be included as well. 754 nearest 10. So you need to be aware when it's past the 50 mark, it's going to be a closest. Sorry, past the 754 is fine, so it's going to be 750. 836, for example, the 6 is past the 5, so the nearest 10 will be 40, and they haven't put no 5s at the end and the ones, not to confuse you. Write your estimate on the first line and calculate. So by estimate, it means 73 will become 70 and 356 will be 350. So 70 plus 350, what's the answer? That'll be your estimate in the first line, and then the calculation below that would be 73 plus 356, what the answer would be there. And number 3, in column method, decide which calculation is the easiest, then use it to work out the answer. So the easiest one is going to be 237 plus 100, and then we can work backwards, because 99 is 100 less than 100 less, sorry, 1 less than 100. 99 is 1 less than 100, so the answer is going to be 337, take away 1. And the one up before that is going to be take away another 1, and so on and so forth. And so the next one, we do the 743 plus 100, and then we can do the one less than that, which is going to be 99 plus 99 1, and one less than even that is going to be the 98 one, and so on and so forth for the next one. Again, estimates for question 4, and it looks like estimates are to the nearest tens. So use that, and then again, similar principle for question 5, but this is by subtraction this time. So do 907, take away 100, that's 807. If you take away 101, that's even 1 more than that, so it's going to be smaller answer, 806. If you take less than that, it's going to be 808, which is the top one. 907, take away 99. So just be careful a little bit with those in terms of that. So the more you take away, the smaller the number will be. The less you take away, the larger the number will be. And level B, pupils in year 1 and 2 want to watch a pantomime in the theatre. 214 in year 1, 187 there are enough seats in the theatre for 460. Estimate whether the theatre can hold all pupils year 1. So estimate, we've learned about the nearest 10, so we'll do 210 plus 190, and that'll give you an estimate. If it can hold the pupils, how many seats are left? If it cannot hold them, how many people will have to go on a different day? So work at the addition with the exact number this time, and then work out how many, whether this number smaller or larger, and if it's smaller, then you can see how many, if the number of pupils is smaller than the seats, then how many are left over, or if the other way around, then how many more seats are needed and have to come the next day. And then the last section here is practice exercise, so it's just a repetition really. So level A, I'm not going to spend much time on that because it should be fairly straightforward now. I have spent a lot of time in terms of going through each one, in terms of letting you know whether they're addition or not, how many people in the total for one, that be addition, by both of them will be addition, how many more reds than thingy, that'll be subtraction, how many altogether is an addition, how many buckets are needed to water 8 trees. So each pupil in year 2 are watering trees. Each tree needs 2 buckets of water. Okay, so 2 buckets of water each one. How many buckets are needed for water 8 trees? So 8 times 2. 5 pupils in year 2 watering the flower garden. 2 pots of flowers need 1 jug of water. How many water are needed to water 8 pots of flowers? So 2 pots of flowers need 1 jug of water. So this is going to lead more or less, and it's going to be less, and then you have to think, okay, we're talking about division or adding, takeaway, and here obviously it's going to be division because each part. And if you're struggling a little bit, draw these things out, and they should help you, especially with the small numbers. And even if it's a large number, it's more about concepts you can practice here with the smaller number. 6A, Dylan has bought a okay, so Dylan has bought a bicycle that cost £278. He gave the shop, there's a £300, how much change? So change is going to be takeaway, and then B, you can try that yourself. For 6B, level B, which are normally hard, an engineering company has fixed 2 roads this year. One road is 505 meters long, the other is 75 meters longer. How long are the 2 roads in the total? So one at a time. So first work at the other one, which is going to be 545 plus 75. Then you got the answer, then add that to 545 because that'll be total. Dad went to the supermarket yesterday and spent £158. Today went to the market again and spent £181. There were £31 in the wallet in the day yesterday. How much money is there now? So you have to work out the first bit is 100, how much did you spend, which is £158 plus 81, and then that total there. Then you take away 300, take away from that total, and that would be how much has been left for him. And with that, we'll end this topic, which might have been a little bit longer, this unit. And please do like and subscribe and share your comments below. That would be much appreciated.